Hello and welcome, this is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more of the total conversion mod of Stellaris Star Trek New Horizons. Alright, let's go ahead and continue. Okay, so pretty much the reverse, I think, of what we already saw with a bunch of Casus Bellis here. We are working with our science ship on a research project to investigate a embassy bombing, which we'll have to see how that goes. And I'm also trying to keep an eye on the Enterprise to see if we can do much exploration with it. If not, we'll just put it back in the Sol system and use it as a defensive fleet. But I'm hoping that we'll be able to see if there's more habitable worlds. As a matter of fact, we know that this is habitable, probably because of the Vulcans giving us this information. It is Class M, so a potential is here. It's arid, so I don't know how habitable it will be. We'll have to see once we get our ship in here what happens. Okay, we are in that system. How many more days do we have? 600. Ooh, okay. It's the annual report for the Mars Initiative already. I believe this is a new description here. These are the findings of the committee. Mars will never be the same. The initiative has seen great successes and setbacks, but whatever happens, the red planet is no longer truly red. That is not to say there is not still work to be done, however. This committee is estimating 85% of the grand project has been completed so far. Okay, we'll give them another 100 resources there. I think there is a possibility for events to happen during the Mars project, and some of the ones that I encountered in my first playthrough I have not encountered this time around, which is unfortunate because they are good things. Okay, the Vulcans are throwing a research agreement my way. I am perfectly fine to do that, especially as they have stronger research capability, or more things research. I think that's what that... Yeah, I think that's what that's saying. So we would benefit from this more than they would. So, yeah, sure. It should also build up trust, so that's nice. Although, I'm not sure how much... Oh, okay. So the Enterprise did indeed tell me that there's something here. It's a Class M planet, tropical. Okay, well, I don't know how habitable it's going to be until I have a survey vessel here, but this is going to be good for me to know where we even need to send survey vessels. So, honestly, what we should do here is we should just have the Enterprise go to everywhere it can go and find out what's in there. We may want to set up its protocol rather than aggressive stance, maybe passive. The fleet will not move toward hostile targets, but will enter combat if the hostile targets move closer. Okay, that's fine. No, we don't want you to do that. Okay. Yeah, passive stance. I don't want them to just immediately attack things. We can't have them evade because they're a military ship, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on them to make sure they don't get blown up. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Okay, our ship has arrived and it's doing its project, so we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, dreams of a blue planet. And 100 years or so, this new shiny research facility will no longer be the Carl Sagan Institute of Technology. Richard Daystrom and all his dazzling, maddening, brilliant glory will reshape the galaxy and acquire the name to himself. But well before that, the venerable Annex will already be a bastion of research and academia. Inspired by the pioneering spirit of old and the new Fundamental Declaration Charter, the local Martians have decided they must be able to rival Earth, not only in industry, but in their contribution to mankind as well. This vision lasted into the future, making Mars one of the most respected scientific institutes in the galaxy. Remarkable building. So I think this is one of those things I was just talking about, where Mars can pop out special events. So they have just built the Daystrom Institute, which appears to be a very powerful research building. Now the question is, do I have the population to afford to send somebody over there? Because that's a lot of research there. I think I do. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll do that. How are we doing as far as habitability? It says 50%. That seems odd. Should be greater than that. Maybe that's a bug. Weird. Alright, well, we'll continue. We used to have more habitability than that. We are losing energy credits. The upkeep of the Daystrom Institute is why we're losing energy credits. Could we buoy it with any population on Earth? Well, in theory, I could build a power plant here. Then when it's done, we'll throw a population point on it. Alright, let's continue.
Construction complete.
Okay. That's completed. Okay. Well, as much as this is the closest thing, I think I'm gonna go and grab this energy credit over here first, just so that we are not running negative energy credits like we are currently doing.
Research project complete.
Okay, embassy bombing. After several days analyzing the rubble of the embassy building and questioning identified witnesses, Jasmine Trappier III has concluded that the evidence does indeed point to the Syrianites as the perpetrators of the bombing. The evidence seems almost too strong, however. Several chemical traces which link to materials found in the Vulcan's forge region of the planet where the Syrianites are known to keep a hidden commune should have decayed within minutes of the blast and be barely detectable now. So it sounds like we've got some planted evidence here. So we can continue the investigation or hand over to the Vulcan authorities. Doesn't seem that there's a benefit to handing it over to the Vulcans, so we'll continue this investigation. I'm gonna guess... Oh, interesting. So our science officer has left the ship because of the current event. Let's see how that works. So let's see if we can find her. I don't think she's even on the list. Yeah, she's not. So she's kind of like in the void right now. Well, honestly, this is, I think, a good opportunity to pull a scientist that may help us with some research. So let's see what we can get here. I'd like to go with younger scientists if I can. So we have leader lifespan, meticulous anomaly discovery chance, or a doctor. Unfortunately, I don't think any of these are that beneficial. What I would think about doing is grabbing a scientist. I can't afford it anyway, but if I could, grabbing a scientist and then putting them in this science ship so it can do like a survey over here, for example. Although I don't know what's going to be in here. I guess there's one thing or two things we could survey in there. But we could have that science officer survey in the meantime, but really my idea was to look for somebody that would be a better researcher, because that's really our weakness right now. None of these people, except for, well, and technically we have a little bit of expertise here, and then this is always good because you can fill it anywhere. But this is not helping us, I mean, this here. So we could shift her onto a science ship, but at the moment, I don't really have a better option. So I guess the science ship's just going to sit here because it won't do anything if there's not a science ship officer on it. So we're just going to have to be patient and wait.
Research complete.
All right, research complete. Yeah, all right. This is what I was waiting for. I'm definitely going to call ships back that don't have this upgrade, but we're going to be jumping into the ship designer here in a second. Okay, so this warp drive allows faster warp speeds by utilizing a matter-antimatter intermix chamber. We already know that. Okay, so we've got transport hub, which is going to give us some migration speed as well as reduced resettlement cost. Which is going to also go down the theory of matter, which is teleportation, replication, and holographic things. Industrial fabricator, Building speed and construction costs down. Well, that sounds pretty good. It is a building, though. That doesn't go down any particular path. Electrostatic fusion power core, so this is going to be greater power generation. Yeah, so this is going to go down the energy path. We don't have a scientist who's going to help us for this path, but honestly, this I don't think would be a bad thing to pick up this. This would be, I think, good as well, but let's go with this. I think last time... Actually, I don't remember if this has popped up yet. Well, either way, this is a good ship component, I believe. It's going to replace our current level 1 power reactors. So we'll go with that one. Alright, let's go into the ship designer. So the first one we definitely are going to upgrade is going to be the Emmett class. Now, it may have already done the change. Let's see. Yeah, it already did the upgrade. I'm going to assume it did the upgrade across the board. Yeah, it did. So I'm not going to have to change any of these. Yeah, so just a matter of getting the ships back so that we can refit them. Well, the one that's sitting ready to refit is going to be our combat. Oh, you don't upgrade these? They have the old style warp engine. Why would we not upgrade these? Maybe I have to wait a little bit for it to process? Okay. I'll give it a little time. I'm a little confused why we wouldn't be upgrading the second fleet. Okay, the Forge. Jasmine Trapier III's investigation is a letter to the Vulcan's Forge region, where the Sirenites are known to keep at least one hidden commune. Vast desert, the Forge is subject to electrical sandstorms and geomagnetic anomalies that interfere with scanning technologies. Progress through the Forge is slow, made more dangerous by the constant threat of Chelat's attack. Okay. How about now? Huh. No upgrades available. That can't be right. Class frigate. Ship designer. Class frigate. It has the upgraded warp engine. I'm a little confused. Yeah, okay, now it's saying it can. So for some reason it was showing it, but it had not saved it. All right, cool. I'll just have to keep that in mind. We could afford to do it. I say we do it because our ships are so limited otherwise. I mean, I think the science vessels are a higher priority, but right now they're busy. When they are free, I'll have them do it. Now, this ship's free, but how free is it really? Because we have that research project going on. I really don't know the particulars of that. I mean, it's not event locked, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to move it around, but I think I can. So, alright. Let's go ahead and upgrade these guys. It's gonna be costly, but we'll do it.
Fleet upgraded.
Okay. I don't think that increased their combat strength at all, but they should be a lot faster now, which will definitely aid me. We could actually have them go and check out some star systems, although granted, I think we've already been in Barnard Star, so that's not going to really uncover anything that we don't already know. Whereas this, oh, it was brief. So I actually have to watch and remember, because it doesn't actually catalog it, because the survey vessel hasn't been here, but I know there's a habitable world in Epsilon Arandi. So this is one of those things where the Enterprise is kind of going to be limited usefulness if I don't remember what we've gotten here. But this I remember, there's a habitable world in it.
Complete.
Okay, so Wolf 424 is good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this fleet. It's not going to cost much to do it, but it's going to be an important upgrade. Actually, let's just make sure we go into the ship designer here. We go into science ship, and then we hit save. Oh, because of the... Okay, hold on. Tell you to stop your move. Okay, now let's go in here. because we don't know if it's truly saved or not, let's go into the science ship and hit save. Yes. Because I'm not doing auto-generate designs, I think is the reason why that is the case. But if you don't do auto-generate designs, then the you can't really save changes to the ships. I already kind of played around with that. Let's just hit this. Yeah. All right, just double checking that that's going to be what we get. Okay, the Forge. After taking shelter from an electrical sandstorm with a passing Vulcan pilgrim, Jasmine Tribute III has made a remarkable discovery. Or referring to himself initially as Arev, the pilgrim is in fact Siren, the leader of the Sirenite movement. Professing ignorance of the embassy bombing, he promises to lead Jasmine Tribute III back to the Sirenite compound in Takareth Sanctuary in order to prove the matter. Okay, cool. We're continuing that as investigation. It seems like a long event chain so far. Okay, we know that that's been done. I'm gonna guess that that was the upgrade. Perhaps. All right. Well, hopefully this event chain ends soon so we get our science officer back. Okay, the Forge. Shortly after arriving at the Takareth Sanctuary, Judgment Tribute III meets with a number of Sirenites who, together with Siren, attempt to explain the nature of their movement and how it rejects violence. A young woman named T'Pau is particularly vocal in her defense of the movement. The debate is interrupted by alarms and the sound of explosions. Into the sky, several Vulcan fighters can be seen laying waste to the ground beneath them. So it was a trap. They followed us. All right, interesting. The geomagnetic anomalies of the Forge have reduced their accuracy, but not enough to prevent the deaths of many Sirenites as they attempted to escape. Siren himself is fatally injured, dying shortly after placing his hands on Jasmine Tribute III's face and muttering, "Remember!" Jasmine Tribute III and T'Pau escaped together into the cave network. Outrageous! So the Remember thing, so that was a Vulcan mind link. So are we going to have a Vulcan mind running around in our science officer's head? Interesting. Hey, we have another event. Dreams of a Blue Planet. A small delegation of researchers is leaving the terraforming lab. In the distance, explosions can be heard, carried across the thin atmosphere. Engineer Boone glances at his timepiece. Comet ZA2112b crashed on the northern polar ice cap right on schedule. Minor quakes shake the surface and quickly dissipate, and miles-high geysers of superheated steam stretching into the atmosphere. Boone glances at the site and smiles, before firmly grasping the seals of his breathing mask and pulling it free. The rest of the delegation stare at him warily. This is why they came here, but the risk is still great. Paul Boone is the first human being to take a fresh breath of Martian air. After years of work, the atmosphere is finally thick enough for a human to breathe it unaided. There's still much to be due before Mars will truly be a paradise, but this is a monumental step forward for humanity. Impressive progress. Look at Mars now. Okay, so it has actually uncovered more stuff on Mars. And now we're at 70% habitability. Maybe I misremembered. Maybe we hadn't reached 70% habitability yet. I thought I was checking this frequently, and I thought I remembered that that was the case, but it's possible I wasn't remembering that correctly. But it does look like it uncovered some spots that were previously covered. And it also... Oh, why are we doing... Oh, that... Yeah, I mean, we have plenty of food. We have to work this. This, I think, is too valuable. Maybe somebody migrated. I'm not exactly sure, because we have more buildings. Huh. Not really sure what's going on. Out of curiosity, have we had any Andorians or Vulcans show up? I don't think so. So far, it looks like our migration treaties are maybe one way. Alright, well, honestly, I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. Pretty interesting stuff. We have a couple events happen there. The Vulcan one is pretty interesting. I'm guessing that's still going on because we still haven't gotten our science officer back. But in any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.